Leo, first of all, I'm so happy to be here with your energy. There's something really exciting going on here. It feels like there's a certain level of humility that you have that is opening doors for you. The message I got in meditation for you is to simplify. Something needs simplicity. This could be a way you're thinking about something, the way you're emoting towards someone, expressing yourself, or a certain creative project you have, an idea, something at work, the way you're approaching your family. You place this where it needs to go. But simplicity is key. It makes your ideas and the manifestation of them, I'm hearing in the written word and even in the spoken word, elegant. You speak with elegance. You express yourself with elegance. It's like the pure energy of your thought form, whatever it is, whether this is something difficult you're working through, maybe you're dealing with a trauma or a healing journey. Some of you are dealing with some issues with other people. Doesn't matter what it is, or maybe you're really excited about this painting that you're creating. It does not matter what it is. The thought you have related to what you're thinking about or what's most significant to you right now, there's a certain level of purity within that thought, a pure energy. And the more you simplify the way that you express that energy, the more elegant it becomes. Okay, so even if you're getting into a little bit of a spat with someone, there's like a single thought form you have or a single core emotion that you're very, like you can feel it. Maybe it's anger, maybe it's sadness, maybe it's frustration, but it's very simple what you feel actually. It's not that complicated. The words that you put around what's going on and the narrative and the story you give it is what makes something complicated. And if you overcomplicate something, the essence, the purity of the thought or the essence of your creativity gets lost in this particular instance. I'm not saying that's always the case, but whatever you're working on now, some of you are being hired for something or commissioned or interviewed. You're coming across someone new. For some of you, it's a date and it feels like an interview. Simplify. Simplify. Okay? Don't overcomplicate something. Because I got when you are able to express how you feel, or even a download that you receive, an intuition you have, or a thought that you'd like to communicate, if you do it simply and with elegance, then it pierces like a sword. It pierces through the energy of chaos. It cuts through the energy of chaos, the noise around you. Some of you are readers, okay? Now, this is obviously not going to be for all of you. I'm just going to tell you the messages that I'm receiving, so take the parts that resonate for you. But some of you are readers. I guess this could apply for other kinds of artistic vocations or even projects you're involved with. But there's a lot of other people in your field, in your surrounding, and it feels like there's a lot of noise. I'm hearing junk. It feels like there's a lot of junk around you. And rather than trying to compete with that or follow a trend or even try to collaborate with the noise, it's better that you simplify. Strip something down to the basic form, to the way that you started. I'm hearing. Some of you are simplifying your overall look and your image. I don't know what that's about. I'm even seeing like black and white photography here. There's something about just like breaking it down to its essence. It pierces like a sword. It's so effective. It's precise. It's like I wrote down precision and bullseye. And then I saw this symbol, which is the symbol for the sun in alchemy, when I wrote down bullseye. And then this symbol also reminded me of the cover of Rick Rubin's book, The Creative Act. I should look at his chart. I don't know what his chart is. Does anybody know? But I was thinking about that book, The Creative Act, and I think it's an alchemical text rather than just a book about creativity or a book about his approach to life. It's alchemical. There's esoteric knowledge in that book, for sure. And that's what I'm saying. There's something even in the writing of that book where it's so simple, yet so poignant that it just connects and clicks. You don't need to have somebody over explain the whole idea and then get lost in the sauce and the complicated words and yada, yada, yada. There's something so precious about your precision, Leo. Okay, so whatever it is that you're dealing with, if you're having, again, so some of you are having an argument because it's coming through again, speak less and speak clearly. Get your point across, and if it's not received, then minimize the rest of the words that come out of your mouth, okay? Wow. So I don't know who I'm connecting with today, but you feel like a person who has a gentle soul, who's very patient, who has humility, and is in the middle of figuring out where you're going next on this creative path, which life is. Life is a creative path. There's something about a creative journey. Some of you may be feeling like people in your life are interfering, okay? And this is why keeping things simple will help you. The real big message here, don't overcomplicate something. Now, the two cards that came out for you when I was shuffling the Oracle deck, and we're going to get tarot out and the whole thing, is Hollow Bone, Teachability, and First Breath, Beginner's Mind. These energies together are sophisticated. This is a sophisticated person that I'm connecting to today. Whoever you are, you have a understanding that in order to get something off the ground, you have to rely on your pure energy, your pure thought, and your inspiration, and what gets you moving and going and shifts your energy around. And at the same time, you also must be open to receive outside sources of energy. For example, it's as if, just as an example, it's as if you're a musician maybe, but you take a lot of nature walks and you listen to the trees and you listen to the frogs and you listen to the nature sounds, and that then influences your music in a really profound way, because the sounds of nature are so simple. And I don't mean like literally they're simple sounds. I mean that the way that we connect to them is so innate. You know, it's everybody kind of connects to nature sounds. Well, most people. So it's a simple kind of source of inspiration, perhaps. Okay, this reading probably won't be for everyone. That's okay. So there's something that you're learning, and Spirit's asking you to remain open to the teachings of Spirit, of nature, and of things around you. Like even objects around you, they have something to show you, something to teach you about this new path that you're taking. Some of you are into photography, okay, or cinematography. There's something about the basic, simple environment that would really elevate your creativity, okay? Beginner's mind. This is exciting. Okay, let's see. If you have like a corporate kind of job, professional job, I'm hearing simple attire, simple clothing. And I know Leo energy can be flamboyant and expressive, and that's beautiful. But the other side of that coin is simplicity. So if you can balance both, great. Know when to simplify and know when to complexify something, right? Okay, so let's see. Some of you need to... how do I say that? Yeah, 6 of Cups, and it says in reverse. Oh, is it in reverse? Yes. And it says childishness at the top. I was going to say some of you need to like get some kind of interpersonal drama that you're experiencing or that's going on around you off your mind for the time being. Maybe just for this reading if you feel guided, or maybe for a couple hours, come back to it. There's something more important for you to think about. Okay? Attainment, Knight of Buttons, something you're working towards. Okay? So some of you are like really wrapped up and trying to resolve something that is nagging you, bothering you, a person and the way they're acting and so on and so forth. 9 of Swords. Talking about it more and thinking about it more in this moment right now is not going to help you. Okay, so reset your palette, reset your mind, reset your energy in order to receive this creative guidance that Spirit is giving you to help you forge your path or see the path more clearly that you are already walking on. So let's see the energy that is supporting you, Leo. I'm hearing no do-overs, no second chances, okay? Yeah, conviction and self-mastery. Ooh, Strength card and 7 of Wands as your supportive energy. Control, discipline, it says on it, perseverance, vulnerability. Yet some of you are going to have to exercise some discipline and control in order to simplify. Okay, sometimes we think the simpler thing is the easier thing, but that's not always the case, especially if you have flamboyant energy. Okay? But here I'm seeing you have conviction in your own sense of self and what you can achieve in this lifetime. This is some major confidence, but it doesn't feel like ego confidence with a major arcana card here. It feels like the kind of mastery, self-mastery that has come through a lot of battles with your ego, actually. And now you're able to balance things more astutely, more clearly, with poise. Teachability, beginner's mind. Sophisticated, right? You're a master and you're also beginning something. Master and a novice at the same time. Okay, so let's see. The challenge we have. Perfectionism. Oh, that's going to be a challenge to this energy. Uninspired, it says. And mediocre. Let me just turn this down a touch. 8 of Pentacles in reverse. And give me one more for the challenge. Providing, Queen of Buttons, caregiver, practicality. Well, you may be expressing yourself in a way that provides for you. So you're showing up to your workplace, you're showing up in your relationship, you're showing up in your friendships with your family, with your projects, in a way that you know is going to obtain some results for you that will help provide some financial security, or maybe even a sense of self-identity and security. It's like, this is what I'm known for, so this is what I'm going to do, or this is how this person wants me to act or expects me to act, so I'll do it in order to keep things calm, stable, in order to take care of others and not rock the foundation so much. That's for some of you. And then others of you, well, perfectionism. That's becoming an issue for some of you. Hence the simplify. It doesn't have to be perfect, but it has to be precise. Precisely you. I don't know what that means. Maybe something's getting a little ambiguous or a little bit convoluted, a little bit too general. Getting stuck on perfectionism, the challenge. But the reason why this happens is because you feel this responsibility to provide a product to someone, to provide a creation, to provide a reading, to provide love, to provide financial security. So you want to stick with something that works rather than taking the first fresh breath into the beginner's mind. Okay? So there's a certain level of faith that's required in whatever it is that you're doing. I see someone on stage here. Born leader, King of Wands. Born leader always takes chances. Okay. Let's see. And not just for the sake of taking chances, but because that's what the energy requires. A little bit of ingenuity, a little bit of outside inspiration. Again, the things around you Okay, let's see. Let's see what this reading's all about for you, Leo. I'd like to know, what is it that you're doing? Okay, I need to tell you something. Hold on, pause please for a second. For those of you who are wrapped up in some, I'm hearing extraneous circumstance with tension and other people, what do they need to know? I feel like we need to get this out of the way. Shadow, grieve, visionary at the bottom. That's what Spirit wants you to focus on. Okay, yeah, just me. This is what I'm feeling in energy. Just me and you, tear or tear, shadow, and grieve. Okay, so I see you. Spirit sees you. Feel you. That whatever you're going through is significant and it's difficult and it's not something that's easily shut off. And maybe you don't need to shut it off, but compartmentalize it a little bit so that the visionary in you doesn't get overshadowed or suffocated by someone else's energy or the conflict between you and someone. Okay? Because Spirit is real ego. Yeah, warning. Okay, because Spirit is really telling you here, the message that you want about this is not the message you need. Not for me, anyways. Maybe from someone else, but not from me. That's not what Spirit's getting us to talk about today here. There's a warning here. If we go the ego route and talk about, the ego wound, and don't get me wrong, there's a soul wound here too. But if we talk about the ego and the shadow and how you're grieving and somebody, there's a warning. What's the warning? It's about the visionary getting lost. Freedom. Yeah, it's a trap. It's a prison to stay stuck in this. Okay, I'm hearing a line from the band Architects. I don't necessarily believe this, but this is a lyric that's coming through, and it's hope is a prison. Okay, again, I don't know, it's just coming through. Maybe you're hoping for something right now, but it's keeping you trapped, and Spirit wants you to free your vision so that you can take your first breath into this beautiful, unfolding of some pure energy that's trying to manifest in your life, like this new career opportunity, this new project you're working on, this new creation, this new image of yourself, like something's coming into being. So don't trap your energy into a cage of what? What do I call it? Scorpio. Of Scorpio, old times. Scorpio. The subconscious mind, memories, wounds, vengeance, shadow Scorpio stuff. Okay? Maybe some of you are dealing with a Scorpio. I also saw Aries there. Okay, now that we did that, can we get back to the vision? Okay, let's see. 2, 3. All right, let's find out what's going on here for you. This is part of the message that you're at a little bit of a fork, some of you, where you have a choice. Where do you want to place your time and attention and your energy? I'm seeing someone in a jail cell and they're kind of rattling the bars, let me out of here, or what's going on? And meanwhile, there's this big open window behind you, no bars, that you can fit through, free to step out. But you're just so focused on the door that slammed behind you and the person who locked it that you don't realize there's a whole other way out of this. Okay, so that's for someone. Wow, the sun came out here too in your reading, which is, of course, your ruler. So let's talk about the cards. Your overall energy, 4 of Pentacles. So this is what you have in your pocket. This is what wants to come out, wants to be expressed, your thought form, your emotion, your creation. This is something you've been holding on to. Okay, this spark. I really would like to try my hand at this. I would really like to go there. I would really like to become this, or I have this inspiration. I wrote down this poem, or I don't know, there's something inspiring you here, gardening, but you haven't done it yet. You've been holding it back. And perhaps that was a good idea, because it seems like you've been preoccupied, somebody has, with something else, or you're stopping yourself from releasing what you're holding on to, this beautiful creation of yours that is meant to come out into the world, because you're worried it won't be perfect. Perfect for who? And how do you know when something's perfect? What is it that tells you, oh, that was perfect? Is it based on other people's reception, other people's energy, money, rewards? Or is it some kind of self-satisfaction? So, and even yourself, like, I'm perfect, I'm not perfect. The way you envision yourself, like, who defines the perfectionism here for you? This is really important for you to think about. Because you have conviction in your own self-mastery. So then allowing an outside energy to determine whether whatever you're mastering is perfect or not is kind of silly. You know what I mean? It's like you're setting yourself up in a subconscious way to defend your divine and intentional imperfection. Do you know what I'm saying? Something is unique to you, and in order to be unique, it can't be like the rest. And it feels like the rest is trying to be perfect. So you already know that. You already know that what you do and how you are and your whole being is a little different. It's unique. You have a unique perspective. Okay? And you have conviction around that. But then at times, you're worried about it not fitting in or not being received, or why isn't it being received? And then it's like an inner battle starts where you're like, well, I don't have to prove myself to these people, and this is my creative, it's like, you don't need to do that though. Just forget about the other people and the perfectionism and the reception. One person, I'm hearing, it only takes one person to pierce like a sword, precision. If you're able to connect with one person, to influence one person, to have an effect on one person, then that's all you need, I'm hearing. It's all you need. I don't know exactly what we're talking about, okay? But this is what I'm getting. So let's get a little bit more on the Four of Pentacles. Four of Cups, 44. This is, for those of you who are wondering, this is the Mystic Psychic Tarot. It's beautiful. Okay, Four of Cups. Yeah, this is you thinking like, well, what I'm holding back and what I have to offer is not good enough. My words, they're not listening to me or whatever. So I'm just not going to do it anymore. I'm just going to give up on something. No. Spirit's saying, no, you're at the beginning of something, okay? So you know that you can master things, so you're just at the beginning of something else, and it's okay to be in the learner position. Remain teachable, okay? Make it part of the fun and the enjoyment to be able to learn new things about whatever it is that you're doing. Some of you are going to have a happy accident, is what I'm hearing. Like something's going to go wrong in a production or tech-wise, or your computer, or like the phone's going to cut out. I don't know. Something's going to go technologically or production-wise wrong. Like there's something that happens. But it's like the perfect intervention that you need. It becomes part of your moment of understanding of what you're doing, or it actually becomes part of the whole situation. It's intentional. It's there for a reason. Don't get stuck on making it perfect. Work with the imperfection as it comes. Okay, the World for what you don't see coming. And I feel like this World card is saying, like, you have a huge reach. That's what I feel. Typically, the World card is read as like closing of a cycle or mastery. It can be also mastery of a cycle, and therefore it's closing. But I feel like Spirit's saying there's like a global reach or a broad reach that you don't see coming, that your work or whatever you're doing or whatever you're saying, and if you're still thinking about love or relationships, something like that, you're going to reach out to many other people. Like, this is not the only thing or only person. Okay? So expansive energy too, but it's through the simplicity. Everybody understands the sounds of nature, you know, going back to that analogy. That's what Spirit's talking about. It's like something you do is so simple. The way you show up is just so pure that everybody is kind of connected to you or drawn to you, understands something about you. The one, the all. Okay, so, which is kind of, there's a tension here, you know, be unique, be yourself, be different than everyone without even trying, really. You know, that's just who you are. But at the same time, you're also connected to everyone and everything, the all. So Spirit's saying, remember both of those things. So the World. Nine of Pentacles. Wow, this is going to bring you that kind of providing, caregiving security that you are invested in. Okay? There's something that's setting you up for independence. There's something that is your project. I'm getting this, and it's better than all the rest. Maybe all the other things you've done. For those of you who are thinking about relationships, I do see the end of some difficulty here, and you relying more on your own resources, emotional resources, intellectual resources, financial resources. Some of you are going to have an opportunity to travel abroad. Three of Wands. Have a simple plan. Well, that's the name of a band too. Have a simple plan with something. Okay? Don't overcomplicate your plans if you're traveling. But have one. You know, Three of Wands is looking outward, seeing what you're going to do next, where are you going, what's coming towards you, etc. So make a few plans, but keep things open at the same time. Allow for the unexpected to occur. Okay, your opportunity is the Two of Wands, and this is why I'm saying some of you are at a fork in the road. This is an invitation to spread your wings. These do look like wings. An invitation to spread your wings. Okay, tell me about this. The opportunity. Eight of Wands, which is a card of fast movement. Three of Swords, to spread your wings and move past or through the heartbreak. I feel like this message comes at a time when you're ready. You're ready to move past the feelings of revenge or hurt or heartbreak. What is it that I'm missing here? Friends and choices. Choose your friends wisely. Oh, some of you are receiving a lot of communication, messages from friends who are just ripping out, interesting, I'm ripping out the stitches of the wound. You know, like they want to talk about things that are bothersome. And sometimes that's okay, right? But I don't know, friends' choices, Three of Swords, Eight of Wands, Two of Wands, Fork in the road. Are you going to give more attention to drama or to... It's like somebody who... What is this? What is this energy? Somebody who... Synchronicity, growth, omen, union, healing. I don't know, though, but this is what I feel like they're preventing, perhaps. Spirit, can you tell me about what's going on here with the friends? The devil, yeah. The devil and the Knight of Pentacles. They're making something drag out, okay? Some drama. I don't know what they're saying. I don't know what they're doing. Maybe they're even convincing you that something's healing or that you're going to get back together, or I don't know. But this is not... You'll know, okay? Whoever you're talking to, and you're like, I don't know. We've been talking, like, do I want to keep talking about this? Or maybe it's a friend who keeps talking about their own heartbreak, and it's like not allowing you to turn around and see the window. Okay, so fork in the road. Your opportunity is to spread your wings and free yourself. Okay, the challenge is the Hierophant. This is order. This can be the perfectionism, standards, institution, rules, expectations. Let's see. What's the Hierophant? The devil. For some of you, this is where you wish you were or where you want to be. You know, you want to be receiving the reward, or you want the acknowledgement. You want the success or the protection. I'm hearing. But you're at the beginning. You're gonna get there with the self-mastery and the Seven of Wands. Like, I don't really have any doubts about that. And the way this whole energy is coming through. Bullseye, precision, you know. But you could be putting the cart before the horse kind of deal. You set your expectations of yourself extremely high. And there's nothing wrong with where you are right now. Three of Cups, Wheel of Fortune. Some of you really need to move away from one friend group and maybe connect with a new crowd of people. Maybe people who are also learning, even if they're masters themselves. Humility will be a good energy to surround yourself with, because I'm feeling your own humbleness here too. It's like not someone who you need to be around people who are not judging, not because you'll feel judged, but because I think you're more confident than that, but more it's just kind of like a downer. It's not really a productive energy. There could also be a restriction that you're facing. You don't have something you need, or there's some kind of obstacle in the way that feels pretty immovable. Some of you, this is so specific. There's somebody here that you want to connect with, and they're preoccupied with someone or something else. And maybe this thing is really solid, legally, contractually. You need to have the strength right now to give to yourself. And not let this overtake your energy. What else can be said here about the challenge? Six of Wands. I mean, the notoriety, the recognition, the celebrity status, the being the apple of someone's eye, you know, all of that can can make our ego feel real good, but ultimately it's really not what matters. And as we've heard so many times, success like that doesn't always bring happiness, and sometimes it can intensify your misery. You have a little bit of a reckoning, like, oh, this doesn't actually fill me up, this thing that I was striving, this degree, this, award, this, whatever it is, right? Like it's a million followers. Like it doesn't actually make me feel good. It makes me feel nothing. And therefore, like, what is going to make me feel good? And now I feel emptier than ever, So I feel like Spirit's saying you can circumvent some of that energy, and some of you have already experienced this in your line of work or in your life, where you thought something was going to bring you the ultimate happiness and it didn't. Okay, so remember that lesson, because you're striving or you have some certain vision about something, someone or something, and you want it to be like well received in a very particular way. Maybe in a way that's a little bit constraining to your own possibilities. Like maybe you're dreaming a little small, actually. Careful of what you wish for. Okay, sometimes we wish for things that are beneath us. Okay, so I feel like Spirit is saying focus on the process right now and all the fun that comes from the process. Okay, your advice is the sun. Beautiful, beautiful energy. This is growth. This is healing, feeling revitalized. What can you do to support yourself health-wise right now? Okay, don't forget about your health. Let's see. The sun as advice. Identity. What are we talking about here? 10 of Wands. The burden of being seen. There's a sense of like anguish that comes with not being seen, but then there's also a burden of being seen. It has to do with other people's expectations. What else is going on here for the advice? 7 of Wands again. Simplicity. Taking it down from the 10 to the 7. So maybe you're trying to give something 100%. Spirit's saying aim for 70%. Okay? And the rest will come. But, that perfection of the 100% is not doing you any favors. Aim for 70%. 70% complete, 70% good, 70%, I said 70% of what I wanted to say, whatever it is. Queen of Wands, yeah, that will get you much further. Much further. I hope that makes sense. Okay, your outcome. I'm also going to do an extended reading. In the extended, we're going to go a layer deeper. I'm really curious to see what's going to come through. It tends to get more specific because there are less of you there. If you're interested in that, the link is in the description box below. If you're not interested in an extended or you don't like that idea, you can't afford to go to it, whatever the case is, then just trust Spirit already knew that. Your higher self had already made the decision before you even clicked on this reading. You knew you weren't going to an extended, and therefore Spirit gave you personally everything you needed to know. That's the way I think it works. I truly do. Well, it's my intention. Okay, so the outcome is the 5 of Wands. Competition, conflict. Let's see what's going on here. Simplify the conflict. What's the outcome? Pierce through the noise. 3 of Pentacles. That's working with other people. Okay, so we go from conflict with other energy to now working with other energy to accomplish a mutual goal. But it comes out of this tension. This could even be your own inner conflict resolving. But it's the conflict that creates the end product. Okay, I feel the outcome here is you keep persisting, the 9 of Wands. You keep persisting with someone. Interesting. Okay, for some of you it's someone with something. even though you're experiencing setbacks, even though you're worried about perfectionism, or you're, comparing yourself, even though you're not sure of what's happening and you're not sure if things will be heard or if your expression is articulate enough or beautiful enough or spiritual enough, you keep going forward anyway. And this is exactly the kind of conviction that supports you. I will master something as long as I'm persistent, I'm hearing accountable, and that I redefine mastery for myself based on my own idea of what mastery is and not what others think. All right, Leo, that's what I have for you. I hope that helped. I love you so much. I'll see you next time.